Hello and welcome to Roadside Republic, the election show on NDTV 24/7, where reporters like yours truly and many of my colleagues are actually travelling across the country to give you a flavour of the Lok Sabha elections. I'm coming to you today from Ranchi. I've travelled here from Patna about 371 kilometres to talk to you about Rahul Gandhi's first roadshow here, and also to talk to you about this iconic Ranchi institution, Punjab Sweets, where Monidi, my colleague, may I tell you, some of the sweets here are better than any sweet shop that Bengal can offer. This is my challenge to you, Monidi.
Well, what I'm going to talk about is not very sweet. Double gang rape in Howrah, and what do you know? It just may be because of politics. But more on that after you are done with your segment. Alok?
So, like I was saying, we've travelled from Bihar's capital, Patna, to Ranchi, which is the capital of Jharkhand. This is about 371 kilometers. So this is as much of travelling as we have done. En route, we also stopped at Hazaribagh, where Rahul Gandhi, the Congress Vice President, was in Jharkhand today to hold a roadshow. Now, this roadshow was disrupted due to security reasons, but he held a roadshow in Hazaribagh and also in Ranchi, Jharkhand's capital. He also interacted with a few tribal groups. But what's in the Lok Sabha elections for the Congress? Will Rahul Gandhi manage to make some kind of impact on the Congress's chances in this Lok Sabha polls? Let's just look at the story that I did earlier in the day.
This is Rahul Gandhi's very first roadshow of the 2014 campaign. But instead of planning almost a 100-kilometer long drive, Rahul had to restrict it to just Hazaribagh town because of security issues. The party chose Jharkhand because it already has an alliance in place. It's governing the state with the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. But Rahul Gandhi chose to stay away from contentious issues like corruption and political opportunism, which have dogged their ruling alliance here. Rahul Gandhi will have to do much more than just a few roadshows, given how poorly the Congress performed in the last Lok Sabha elections with just one seat out of 14. In the 2009 Lok Sabha polls, the Congress got a 15% vote share but just one seat. In fact, the Congress fell from 6 seats in 2004 to just 1 in 2009. Whereas the BJP in contrast shot up from 1 seat in 2004 to 8 seats in 2009. In June last year, the Congress in Jharkhand allied with the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha to form the state government after the JMM's tie-up with the BJP broke down. And with both parties expected to go into the Lok Sabha polls in an alliance too, perhaps along with Lalu Yadav's RJD, tribal votes in Jharkhand that form a major chunk of votes here could go this alliance's way. The Congress JMM combined will also be facing a tough fight from former Chief Minister and Jharkhand Vikas Morcha's Babulal Marandi, who has entered into an alliance with Nitish Kumar's Janata Dal United in the state. With Alok Pandey in Hazaribagh, Madhusudan for NDTV.
Well, I don't know about the Congress's chances here, but one thing I can say is that this tea at Punjab Sweets is excellent, and I'm going to have a sip of it before I go to my BJP guest. Really very good, but I have Mr. Deepak Prakash, a senior leader of the BJP here with us. Deepak जी, आपसे ये जानना चाहूंगा कि कांग्रेस और जेएमएम का टाई अप हो गया है, पहले वाली स्थिति नहीं रही, आपकी जेएमएम से टाई अप था वो खत्म हो गया. जो ट्राइबल वोट्स हैं इस राज्य में, जो कि बहुत सब्सटैंशियल चंक है, वो तो अब कांग्रेस का रही है, उनके पास चले जाएगी, तो फिर आप क्या करेंगे?
देखिए, बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है ये एक ऐसे नापाक गठबंधन जिसके कारण झारखंड की दुर्दशा होती चली जा रही है. लोग आज कांग्रेस के खिलाफ जन आक्रोश है. महंगाई, बेरोजगारी, भ्रष्टाचार और झारखंड के साथ जो सौतेला व्यवहार कांग्रेस ने लगातार किया है.
इसके कुछ दिन पहले तक आप भी जेएमएम के साथ ही अलायंस में थे.
कांग्रेस की बात कर रहा हूँ,
लेकिन आपकी बात भी तो बताइए.
कांग्रेस की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. कांग्रेस ने इस अलग राज्य के आंदोलन का विरोध किया, इसके गठन का विरोध किया और मधु कोड़ा जैसी सरकार का समर्थन किया और ऐसे राजद के साथ लोगों ने गठबंधन बनाने का काम किया जिसने इस राज्य को बनाने में सबसे विरोध का काम किया था.
लेकिन दीपक जी, आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया. कांग्रेस का ये कहना है कि ट्राइबल वोट सब उनकी तरफ चले जाएंगे, जेएमएम के साथ अलायंस है, आरजेडी के साथ भी है.
पिछले चुनाव को अगर देखा जाए, पिछले लोकसभा को अगर देखा जाए तो वोटों का प्रतिशत, आदिवासी वोटों का प्रतिशत, हरिजन का, दलित का, पीड़ित का वोट, वो सबसे ज्यादा भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पक्ष में गया था और मात्र 14 सीटों में एकमात्र सीट कांग्रेस के पक्ष में गई थी. और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का लंबे समय से बड़ा जनाधार रहा है और आदिवासियों के बीच ही हमको सबसे ज्यादा हमारे विधायक, आज भी हमारे पास सबसे ज्यादा ट्राइबल जो विधायक है, जनप्रतिनिधि है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास है, कांग्रेस के पास नहीं है.
एक सवाल और पूछना चाहूंगा दीपक जी, कि आप ये कहते हैं हमेशा कि मतलब कांग्रेस ने इस राज्य का सौदेलापन किया, सबसे ज्यादा सरकारें तो आपकी रही हैं यहाँ पे।
देखिए, सच ये है, खनिज संपदा हमारी यहाँ की धरोहर है। उस धरोहर को यहाँ पर जो हमको रॉयल्टी मिलना चाहिए तो रॉयल्टी नहीं मिल पाया। सबसे ज्यादा हम रेलवे में हम सबसे ज्यादा रॉयल्टी देते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा देते हैं, लेकिन हमको रेल की सुविधा नहीं है।
चलिए, आप कह रहे हैं कि मतलब ज्यादा सुविधाएं आपके पास नहीं है, मूलभूत बात आप ये कह रहे हैं।
निश्चित रूप से कांग्रेस इस राज्य के साथ सौतेलापूर्ण व्यवहार किया है और आने वाले चुनाव में, लोकसभा के चुनाव में झारखंड की जनता उसको सबक सिखाने का फिर से काम करेगी।
So that's Mr. Deepak Prakash of the BJP justifying his party's stand and saying that the Congress will not do too much in the Lok Sabha elections. But what is the problem in Jharkhand? This is such a mineral-rich state, copper deposits, coal deposits, so much forested area, and in spite of that, when you look at human development indicators, one of the worst across the country. I traveled to an interior village in Hazaribagh to just try and get a sense of why this is the case for a state like Jharkhand. We are at the Shekha village in the Hazaribagh district, a village that saw 2 alleged hunger deaths in September last year. Now, this is the home of Geeta. She used to live here with her daughter and a son. She died here in September last year, allegedly due to hunger. The administration later claimed that the death was due to illness and not due to hunger. दीदी, आपका नाम बताइए।
मेरा नाम अंजुम मुसामित है सर।
अच्छा दीदी, ये बताइए कि ये जो मरी थी और इनकी जो बेटी मरी थी, ये सही में भूख से ही मरी थी?
हाँ सर, भूख से तो मरी थी।
तो इनको क्या मतलब, जो आप लोगों को जो मिलता है बीपीएल का कार्ड से जो अनाज मिलता है, सब मिलता है, इनको नहीं देता था क्या?
नहीं, बीपीएल तो नहीं था। बीपीएल था लेकिन कुछ नहीं मिलता था, जो कार्ड में मिलता था वही चावल मिलता था कम बेसी।
I think this incident again highlights the larger picture. Actually, this is a death that has happened. It is still in a bit of controversy. The administration saying this was not a hunger death. These people clearly saying that it was. But the larger picture perhaps is the fact that in a state like Jharkhand, which is so rich when it comes to mineral resources, when it comes to forest cover, which means that perhaps the development index of this state should also be higher. But that's not the case. Even the most basic of things like ration on their cards, like other facilities here, are not available. Figures just highlight how dire the situation is in Jharkhand and how much more needs to be done by all political parties here. In fact, I'll just go across to this gentleman. आपका नाम क्या है?
विनोद कुमार दास सर।
विनोद, ये बताइए कि 14 साल हो गए झारखंड को अब राज्य बने हुए, इतनी पार्टियों की सरकार आई, इतनी इंस्टेबिलिटी हुई, कितनी सरकारें आई, कितना हुआ, आप लोग की हालत में कुछ मूलभूत सुधार हुआ है कि जैसे तब थे वैसे ही अब हैं?
जैसे ही शुरू से जैसे थे वैसे ही है सर, कोई सुधार नहीं हुआ यहाँ पे।
कोई सुधार नहीं हुआ है?
नहीं सर।
तो आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है कोई सुधार नहीं हुआ? इतनी पार्टी आई है, सबको मौका मिला है यहाँ।
तो गरीब का सर यहाँ पे है कि जिसका पास धन दौलत थे वही बड़ा आदमी है, गरीब जो छोटा है वो छोटा ही रह गई है सर।
Another thing, very important thing that we must point out is the fact that this state has suffered from lots of political instability, many governments, many chief ministers. In fact, between 2006 to 2008, there was an independent chief minister here, independent who was propped up by the Congress, Madhu Koda. His regime is best known for a number of corruption scandals for which Mr. Koda went to jail too. Even otherwise, governments here have generally been accused of being corrupt. There has been precedence rule, so much of instability. That's why perhaps you have a state that ranks the lowest on governance. And like we are pointing out from this village in Hazaribagh, the fact is that political parties need to do much more beyond rhetoric to improve the life of all these people here who at the moment say that even the most basic of facilities are being denied to them.